All right, let's do this again. Good morning again. Daniel Valdez again. Pleasure and honor to talk to you. Doesn't matter where you're listening. Thanks for tuning in. Just wanted to go over a couple of news notes, things that have happened in the past week, or some stuff that I've kind of noticed. It's hard to find press releases on some of this stuff, so it takes a little bit of digging, and I try to do that as often as possible. So let's, first of all, love seeing the new videos and all sorts of stuff of programs getting together and having rehearsal finally, whether it's small ensembles or getting the whole band together. Love seeing that stuff, so keep it up. I love that stuff's being shared on social media and that we're all cheering each other on. Awesome stuff. Congratulations to everybody who's kicking off the season. Please be safe, make responsible decisions, all that stuff, so that we're all not, so that we're all okay. We'll just say it like that. Let's just go over some quick things that I noticed in the last couple of days. Not sure if this has been publicly announced yet. It is on the Area A website. It's plastered all over the place. It's on their calendar. The 5A and 6A Area A contests have been canceled due to lack of participation. I posted this in the TexasBands.com forums a day ago, and it was... it was a lot of people were like, whoa, interesting. I got some messages on that. So it's not really surprising if you think about it. Let's give a little bit of context here. The El Paso schools were some of the first schools in the state to kind of go to say that they're not competing this year. When the pandemic first hit, there were a lot of rumors about what's going to happen with the planned 2020 shows, what's going to happen with competitions. We didn't really know what things were going to look like today, back 6 months ago when everything was chaos. The El Paso schools were one of the first to go, you know what, we're not going to compete this year. 6A, Area A, especially 6A, it's all West Texas. It's Amarillo, it's Lubbock, it's El Paso, it's everybody West Texas. They usually send more 5A programs to state marching contests than they do 6A programs. It's just the makeup of the land out there. Typically, 6A for Area A sends about 2 or 3 bands to state marching contests. Remember, it's based on how many programs get a 1 at region. So, it's disappointing to see that they're not going to be able to even field a contest for their area. So that's going to be one less area. It looks like it's going to be fewer programs going to state marching contest. And it's just that area. I know some people were like, well, is that going to affect my area? Is there any basis on that? No, it's not going to affect it in any way. What Area A does not affect what Area D or I or whatever. It doesn't have any effect on that. It doesn't change how many programs are allowed to go to state marching contest. It doesn't have any of that effect on it. So just, keep that in mind. Area A contest canceled for 5A and 6A. Now, 2A, 3A, and 4A conferences will still have their contest for Area A because they have enough programs to warrant a contest on that specific day. So there's that. Just a quick reminder: the preferred area contest date from the UIL is December 5th, and as of right now, everybody has agreed to that. Except Area B. I haven't seen anything on there on a calendar or anything like that. Their date is still to be determined. Again, that is the preferred date, but if something happens and you got to move stuff around, obviously there's some flexibility. There's some flexibility there. So originally, a couple of months ago, I was wondering if we were going to even have like an area Saturday where all the areas were going to be competing at the same time, and it was going to be a big chaotic day. And usually what we do is we blog one event. It's usually Area B marching contest. And then what I usually do is I stay home that day and just collect results, verify results, and then we post them on the live blog. Looks like we're going to be able to do that again this year. As far as blogging the live event, we'll see how that goes. It's going to be interesting, and I'm going to get to that in a second as to why. But as far as producing live results, as far as verifying results and making sure they're available to the public in one central area where everybody can see it and everybody can celebrate and talk about it. It looks like that's going to be able to happen this year. So live.txbands.com in a couple of months, in a few months, look for it. I can't wait for it. It's such an area Saturday is probably the most intense Saturday in the marching arts. It's an intense day, a lot, especially now that there's no finals performance. It's one contest. It's one shot, one opportunity, mom spaghetti, all that stuff. So look for that area Saturday, December 5th. If everything goes well and things continue to improve and we don't have any setbacks, December 5th, live.txbands.com. It looks like we're going to be able to put some results together and make them available when they are verified. So look forward to that. And who knows, we might have a couple of other surprises coming up, maybe, this season. You thought we were just going to crawl away and die. Well, we crawled away a little bit, but we ain't going anywhere. So be on the lookout for some interesting things that we may or may not be working on in the near future. So there's that. One more thing, and I'll get out of your hair. It's going to be a quick episode, mainly because I want to go take a nap. I ate a giant sandwich from Quick Trip. Let's talk about when the UIL released guidelines for area contests. They were suggesting that some areas you could combine areas at the same stadium in order to save time and travel or whatever. They said that you could do that. The only restriction was you couldn't have like Area B and Area C combined together and make some giant super area and they were going to all compete against each other. No. What they meant by that was if areas are close together, like in the Dallas-Fort Worth area, you could rent out a stadium for the December 5th show. Area B would go on in the morning and afternoon. They do their thing. They have their results, clear out of the stadium, disinfect, and then Area C would come on and do their thing, and they'd have their results for afternoon and evening. That's just an example that they gave. As far as I know, right now, it doesn't look like that's going to be that they're not going to necessarily have that case. That won't be the case. Maybe. I don't know. You never know nowadays. But what I am seeing on some of these calendars is that these areas are going to start combining conferences. So, for instance, I saw on the Area D calendar, which is San Antonio-Austin area, it looks like the 4A area contest and the 6A area contest are going to happen at the same day at the same stadium. So I would imagine that a lot of other areas are going to follow suit on that, I guess. You would probably see a situation where you would go to the marching contest and it would say, okay, are you going to go to 4A or are you going to go to 6A? And of course, this all assumes that we're all assuming that fans are going to be allowed to participate in this event. We don't know yet. That's going to be a decision later on down the road. I don't think you're going to see a decision on any of that until a couple of weeks before the event, to be honest with you. So you'll probably see a situation where 4A area contest would go on in the morning and the afternoon. They do the results. Everybody get out, clean the stadium, disinfect, do that whole thing, and then do the 6A contest afternoon, evening, or how that. Just assuming that's how it would be. It could change. It could flip-flop. But instead of areas combining, it looks like you're going to be combining conferences within the area. Now, they're not going to be competing against each other. They're not going to ask the 4A conference to compete against the 6A conference. There'll be two separate things. They're just going to utilize the same stadium on the same day just to cut down on travel. There's all sorts of logistics that have to happen, contest flow, fan flow, however that goes. That's a lot of logistical stuff that has to be done because, again, UIL is basically the only game in town. As far as I know, they're the only state-sponsored marching championships that are still going on in the United States. So we'll see how that goes. It's going to be real interesting. All the eyes are going to be on them. All the eyes are here. So it's imperative for everybody involved to do their part and do what they can in order to get the to get the championships underway. So we'll see how that goes. I'm done here. I am going to go do nothing the rest of the day. Just a quick update. That's it. I'm just going to get out of your hair. I'll be back next week. We'll talk about some other stuff. Until then, please take care of yourselves. Please, responsible decisions. Let's do the best we can so that we're all safe, happy, and healthy. I'm done here. I will talk to you next week. I'm done. Take care. Adios. Bye-bye.